Good morning, everyone. Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update. For a paid palmistry session, email me or phone. What about my fate line? Does it tell about money, possessions, and wealth? It can be known on almost all possible kind of lines. This I'm repeating in almost all my videos. Money line importance in terms of money is just 15%. Generally, everybody wants to know about money, but in this particular video, we will not be talking about money. We'll be talking about one's lifeline. And I'm not going to go into many aspects of it, but I would be just talking singularly only about the lifeline and a small branch. If it starts from the early period in the lifeline, what it might basically represent. This is what I am going to be talking about. So out here, basically, we will be looking at this particular hand, and I would try to display whatever I see, whatever basically I'm trying to display. And for that purpose, I'm using these ropes to make you understand. These are jute ropes, and I consider jute ropes to be something like your lifeline. Imagine this is basically your lifeline. This is the lifeline we are basically, just give me a moment please. I am going to draw a line over out here. This is the lifeline it's representing. I'm make a bigger, more thicker kind of a lifeline. This is out here. So imagine at the early period, this is the early period of your lifeline. This is the early period we are talking about. And if during this particular period a small branch goes and points towards the mount of moon, this is what we are trying to basically represent out here. And I would basically redraw it so that you understand much better what I'm trying to tell you about the lifeline. It's very important. This is the lifeline, and a small branch from the lifeline moving downwards and pointing towards the mount of moon. This is what I'm trying to basically represent out here. It is something like, imagine this lifeline to be a rope, and in this rope, these are small things that are coming out from the rope. It's not tied down together. In this particular image, you would see that the rope is opening somewhere in the middle. There's a break out here. So this portion of the rope is not broken, but it is basically weakening. The rope is weakening. And imagine your life to something like a rope which is not tied down together, like not rolled together to make it much more stronger. And imagine this particular, where there is the line is kind of the rope is kind of breaking apart. So a lifeline which has a small branch pointing towards the mount of moon, out here it's not broken, but still it is kind of weakening. And when a branch like this is pointing towards the early period of one's life, probably this period could be around 25, or if a branch starts somewhere out here and points somewhere out here, it could be even earlier. I'm just going to redraw it so that you understand something like better. If it branches something like out here, pointing towards the mount of moon. Lifeline opening like a loose jute rope or breaking apart is not considered to be good in the early period of one's life. It might display uterus related problems or urinary tract infection, where high fever basically comes. Moon basically represents water. It is same as moon is the cause of tides in the water. So moon and water, they are kind of interrelated. And in the early period, in a woman's hand, if a small branch that kind of goes towards out here, it may represent, but it is not the only thing that might happen. In one case, basically, I saw that the downward line from the mount of moon could also represent that uneasiness might develop in that particular person. So the person is young and uneasiness basically is developing. So what might the few things that might kind of happen is that the person might get restless, and the person might get restless, and at the same time uh, they may go into intoxication or other bad things that might happen in their life. So it is necessary that this rope end which is opened, it should be tied down together. So what happens is that during this particular period where there's an opening like this, the people around them, they must take greater care. They must take greater care not of their business, his parents, her parents, or they shouldn't look at their business. They should look at how and where their child is going, and if they are having good company or bad company. So this branch, downward branch, could also mean having a bad kind of a company where we are not able to target our life, we are not able to contain our life together and run it in the most positive ways. So lifeline is something like this is the lifeline, and lifeline, inside the lifeline, this is the area of fire, this is the area of positive aggression and negative aggression as well. So both these things basically are seen out here. So this is the area where the lifeline starts. So a spark basically happens, and this is basically the area of our this is the area of our fuel. This is the area of Venus. This is Venus, and this is basically Mars. So Venus basically represents love, grace, desires, passion, vitality, good health, stamina, sensual, sexual. This is the area of Venus. And the mount of moon basically represents, this is the area of imagination, visualization, and coldness and romance. So these things might come about early period of one's life because of this branch towards the mount of moon. So that's the time we have to build our life, and if we are going towards these particular aspects, probably when the person is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So the person has to basically work in a positive direction to make their life more productive, instead of just being into dreaming and imagining and visualizing and romance, all these things. So these two areas that I've told you about, this is the area of fire, this is the area of your fuel. These should be positive in one's hand to have a good, healthy life. Whatever I might have told you, it might not actually play out in all possible cases, because probably the hand is good. So just after a few days or few months or few years, the person might come back onto the track. I've just spoken about one aspect and not something as a whole, because we are just looking at a very, very small aspect in one's life, and not necessarily their life is going to go down into drains. Positive things can happen provided the hand quality is good. Before basically I end my video, I normally tell everyone, palmistry, I give reasons to whatever I say. There's absolutely reason to whatever we have to say. The questions asked are common: material success, wealth creation, career, health, name, fame, family. This is what people want to know. Material success will come to people who are focused. People have high energy levels, stamina, fighting spirit, technical abilities, communication. These things basically we can see on your hand. Try to understand. These are the things that we are trying to look into your hand. If we find that your hand indicates focus, probably the chances are you are going to be successful. Focus basically we see if the heart line is intact. The heart line is branchless. It is very, very simple kind. Those are the things that bring in success. You would also see fighting spirit. I've already indicated the amount of mass, that is the area of fighting spirit. If that area doesn't have too many lines, chances are you have a fighting spirit. It should also not cave in. If it's caving in, so the chances are the person gets afraid. The person doesn't have that fighting spirit in them. So that's it for this particular reading. I hope you like this particular video. If you like the video, click on the like button and do subscribe to my channel. Bye and take care.